much. If you have anything to raise in the form of questions or clarifications, I'll be willing to do that now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now it's time for discussion. Dear participants, kindly raise your doubts either by unmuting your mic or use the chat box.
Hello, sir. Is it audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Sir, my name is Vimito Vijay. I'm from Thrissur. I'm a former student of SR College Natika.
Okay, good.
Sir, it's an honor to meet you, sir, in person. And the question I want to ask is that, as you spoke of sustainability, where we cannot survive without one another, but in this case, to have a balanced economy, we need a help from each and every sector, right, to keep a balanced economy.
Correct.
And freedom is the backbone of the connection to have that to keep a balanced chain, isn't it, sir?
Correct.
So my question is, do the people who are working in each and every sector in India have the liberty to attaining that freedom with fair and just?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. The question is very pertinent. See, do every person in every institution have that freedom? When I was presenting the similar session on this, I was at that point of time talking about the subprime crisis and how it impacted different parts of the world. See, even in India, I'll just give one example since you raised the question. Specifically in financial institutions. Now, these are the days where you see even bank managers, not from private sector, even public sector banks, they move around in residents association asking for people to become customers in a bank because they all have targets. So in most of the financial services and financial models, you have institutions where individuals have targets fixed for them. So they must achieve. Insurance must sell this much insurance product, you must sell this much and all that. So when that is coming up, what happens is, as you rightly said, there are cases where sustainability is not looked into. That is the reason why I think now there is a change in many organizations because they have understood that some of their practices are not turning out to be sustainable. Just give one example because you raised this question. See, in India itself, I'm not naming the organization, we had an experience where a person from insurance comes and tells that, sir, you take one product, this product is good, there is money back, there is this, that, and all, lots of benefits. But we have no time, so we have said, I don't want. Now, after his persistent efforts, somehow just to pacify him, I said, okay, I'll take one small policy for some amount, not because I need it, but you want to meet a target, you want to get a customer, so fine, I'll do that. So suddenly he gave me a form, and as many of us do, even those who are financially literate do, they'll ask for the first page of your SSLC book or your Aadhaar or something like that. They fill all they themselves will fill all the columns, and they'll put some X marks. You sign here, 6-7 pages are signed, and they will take the product, which is a wrong way, but many of us do it in that form. Now, suddenly while doing this, he said, sir, what is your age? This was around 10 to 15 years back. So we said, more or less relating to the period when the subprime crisis was happening and its after effect was there, around 17, 18 years, or maybe 12, 13 years back. So suddenly he said, sir, because your age is above 45, you should take health insurance, which is mandatory for insurance, because if you have risk of BP, cholesterol, cardiac problem, the premium is slightly high. So I said, sir, I have no time and no interest in this. If I have to go for a doctor and medical checkup and all, I don't want. So immediately he said, no, sir, then we'll do something. You know what he did? They have a set of doctors who will sign without medical examination. Now I'm talking about the issue of sustainability. Why there is a clause in insurance that those who have got above 45 years must do a medical examination? Because they are prone to risk. Now we have a set of employees who are flouting that rule against their own organization, because they somehow want policies to come in. Just precisely answering to the question. Because I have a target. And if I'm asking everybody to go to a doctor and take a medical examination, they are not going to take your policy. So you flout that and create a set of doctors, just like your driving license issues. You just pay these things and you get that. Earlier it was, in many cases, that was there. So they do that. Now, when they do that, imagine I am a patient. I am a patient with high risk BP and cholesterol. I am taking an insurance policy without mentioning this. The chances of my health risk is very high, and the policy amount on that case is showing that I don't have this risk. So it is backfiring and against the interest of the. That's why we are saying being fair, being equitable, being just. It is not happening. So if there are, suppose, hundreds of people who do it in this form, imagine the liability of the institution. So, as you rightly said, these targets do happen. I have somehow to get my target, so I do it, and I'm unfair. So I become exploitative. Maybe some other sector will fail, or maybe the same institution or sector will fail. So, is it right or wrong? Definitely, it is wrong. And
then what kind of measures we can take to avoid
the measures? That's what I'm coming to. The measures that we can take here is not look at the overall sustainability part first before incentivizing something. Incentivizing, yes, you have to incentivize and you have to promote certain things, but it should not be at the cost of another system. So, for example, if I'm going to incentivize getting students to my institution without looking at how it affects other institutions, that will backfire at some time. Now, there has been rethinking. That means
happening.
Right? Yeah, it is happening because promotion. Yeah, promotion. If you're saying promotion is only going to be based on what you do, irrespective of what happens to the institution, that is why even if you look at Japan, many of the things which they incentivized in that form, they have subsequently withdrawn. Some of those things are productivity versus health. They said that, okay, late night staying, large type of business activities, which is creating family issues, don't do that. They have understood that. So the supportive elements and supportive systems, how they work together, there is a realization coming up. Yes, with internal targets, many of the institutions are pushing work because this one reason is we want the institution first to exist. Forget about what other things will happen. First, get the institution to have its place. But in the long run, when it is backfiring, that's why even regulators are looking at that. If you look at circuit breaks and all that, which is happening in the capital market, that is because they're saying we don't want this to grow at a particular pace. You see that it is a balanced growth. It is a healthy growth. So that is, slowly that shift is there. But obviously, as you said, if I'm looking only at myself, this problem will definitely exist. Any other question?
So thank you for your time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir?
In fact, I am also basically from Trichy, but I am for quite some time working in Trivandrum now.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Myself, Vishnu V.S. Am
Yes,
I
Vishnu.
audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Good morning.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Sir, how does microfinance institutions foster economic regional growth in our country?
Okay, good. Microfinance definitely, because to whom do they lend? They lend to small players, whatever be, whether it's in agriculture or in business. They are providing credit in two forms. One should be, what I put over here is, we heard about some microfinance institutions also exploiting the society because they looked only at profit. In the right spirit, looking at good microfinance institutions, what they do is they give small amounts of loans to people who are street vendors, to people who are in the unorganized sector, to people who are small agriculturists, to people who are tiny spare parts or ancillary part producers. And how does this support economic growth? What do these people do? They create some kind of income. They create some kind of products. They create some small services, which goes to the medium sector. So microfinance institutions are income creators, they are employment creators, and they are also supporters for the medium and the large scale sector. So in that way, they are providing some finance. Now that finance might not be that huge, just like a bank or a financial institutions, and it might not have that stringent measures of meeting your, KYC norms and institutional norms. So with a lesser kind of regulations, they make their credit more accessible and thereby they support the economy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable time.
Any other question?
Hello,
if,
sir.
yeah.
I think we can wind up the session.
Yeah. There are no more questions. Wind up. So thank you so much, and I thank the head of the department, all the faculty members. I remember being in your institution, I think 2 years, 3 years back. Sometime I was there. I don't know when it was. I think in 18 or 19, something like that. So anyway, now we are in the online.
19 June, sir.
Yeah, 19 June I was there. I remember.
Yes.
I think it was associated with NAC or something.
NAC, yes.
Yeah.
And
so all
NAC
the best to the institution. Was wonderful.
A third assessment is over. Third cycle of assessment was over in March 2020 March, and we got 2.68, sir. We are in the B plus grade.
Yeah. So you're improving and coming up. So very soon we have to see you all in A grade.
We are trying, sir.
Thank you so much. So wish you all the very best, and hopefully we'll meet again on a non-virtual mode.
Sir, we'll meet again.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it's time to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Srinarayana College, Natiga. First of all, I would like to thank our respected and beloved principal, Dr. Reena ma'am, for the wholehearted support for this webinar series. Not just for this webinar series, for all the endeavors, I would like to thank her. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We should understand where we were in 1947 and where we are now and where we will be. So that's why we are organizing this webinar series, Developing India at 75, in collaboration with the Kerala State Higher Education Council. And I know that we have started this webinar series with a very wonderful keynote address, since we have Dr. Simon sir as a resource person for the inaugural talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful and enlightening session, sir.
Thank you so much. My privilege also to be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I would like to thank our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Shankaran sir, head of the Department of Commerce, Srimati Praveena Vijayan, my colleagues, all teaching and non-teaching staff of Srinarayana College, Natiga. The success depends on the participation. So I would also like to thank all the participants from various colleges and universities in India. I would like to thank and see you all on Monday at 10:15 a.m. for the second session. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. I'm leaving. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all. See you all on Monday at 10:15 a.m. Thank you, Reena ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vishnu.